Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Steven here from Epicurean Smokes. Today we're going to take a look at the Vivosun Carbon Filter. This is a carbon filter that is available on Amazon, and it has certain applications which we'll go into shortly. But I think it's an interesting idea whether or not the air that you've smoked in could be potentially cleaned before it's ejected outside. There are potential implications with odorous smoke leaving a ventilated area. So I'm going to get into the unboxing and we'll see what we find. All right, here we are in the Epicurean living room, and I got some new toys to unbox for you. These are going to go as a kind of an adjunct to the prior smoke filtration duct fan installation that we did last time, and I honestly felt like I was kind of being a bad neighbor by kind of flooding the neighborhood with my cigar smoke. And I got a message from my wife. I was sitting out making a video, and I got a message from her trying to guess what country of origin the cigar was that I was smoking. I realized that she could smell me from the front door, even though I was out in the back. So had an idea. And so the same company that I got the duct fan from, called Vivosun, they make a carbon filtration system. So of course the idea is that, like, if you have a certain kind of grow room, that you may not want that odor kind of wafting to the outside. And so this is a compatible carbon filter that goes in line with their duct fan. So it's a 4-inch, they make different sizes because they have duct fans of different sizes. I think they have a 4, 6, and 8-inch system. So this goes in line with that system. So it's pretty heavy. It's full of charcoal. And you can see some charcoal residue on the bag. But I think it should be pretty simple to just install it in line. Yeah, a lot of residue, so I'm gonna leave the bag under it. What do we have inside? And so it comes with, what does it come with? So just like the rest of the system kind of came with these sealing anchors, this also has some rope as sealing anchors. So if you kind of suspend your duct system from the roof, or like maybe some, whatever wood is inside on the roof, these will allow you to kind of attach to those beams so you can suspend the system. So that's nice, it comes with that. And what do we have here? This is a sleeve that goes over it somehow. Let me see if there's instructions. There are none. So I will read the Amazon listing and probably get into that. But I believe in the picture it goes with this kind of filter over it. And so I'm going to take you into the shed and we'll kind of look how to do the install. I picked up a new set of clamps for this install. So last time I showed you the clamps that have the screw integrated, so you don't have to have a tool to tighten them. And then I was at Home Depot and I saw these plastic clamps. They're really inexpensive, and they have, so it's basically a zip tie. It's a fancy zip tie, but it has where the mechanism to click the zipper in, instead of it being inside the zip tie, it's outside. So where, if you can kind of push a screwdriver into a zip tie and get it to release, that mechanism is on the outside, so you can actually open and close your tie. And they make this in the 4-inch size, so you can actually just zip tie your tubing when you install it. So that might be an even faster install and easier for me to adjust if I decide to change the filter or maybe I don't like it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to test it and see if it impedes my flow, because I do get a good amount of suction through that duct system that draws smoke right outside. I just would like it to be a little less stinky. So I'm gonna take you out there and we'll get it installed. All right, so here we are on the set. This is my green screen, and a little lighting we can add here. So the ventilation system that we installed last time, this is the end product. So this is our 4-inch corrugated that goes out to the inline duct fan, which connects to that attic fan that I showed you before. This was what I decided to do with the end of it. It's just like a regular 4-inch household vent, kind of to give me some additional draw, instead of just having this small 4-inch inflow. And I did just some green tape in case it dipped into the camera's field of view, it would mesh with the green screen. So that's what we have working right now. One of the things that is an issue is as you smoke, you've got a pretty small aperture for that air being drawn in, and kind of once smoke moves past the intake, because there isn't a wall, this isn't an issue if you have this wall mounted, but because there isn't a wall, once the smoke is here, there's no further draw into the system. And so you can still get some kind of smoke accumulation beyond the inflow. It eventually works itself out, and there's an air purifier in here anyway. But if you can imagine, and we'll get this installed, adding this robust beastie that is drawing air from all sides, plus moving it through the carbon filter, it's going to make for much cleaner outflow for the neighbors, but also a much greater draw of smoke moving in through this carbon filter. So I'm going to see how this works and we'll get it installed. All right, and so as far as hardware, I forgot that I had these little eyelets up there already, but I brought a couple of this style to install, not actually needing them this time, because this nice pulley system just clicked right into my eyelets that were already there. This is just kind of like a dust cover that came with it. I think that because this is going to be mounted up, I'm not really worried about particulate like getting stuck. Also, it's full of carbon, so I don't want to impede airflow by using that. So just toss that there. So I kind of have this in a similar position over where I sit to draw in that smoke. And then all I have to do is move over this 4-inch corrugated, and that'll kind of complete the install. We can test it. All right, so we get that seated nice and flush there, and do our new zip tie thing and see how this works. If it sucks, we'll go back to the other one. Seems to be pretty snug and secure. That's how it's supposed to go. All right, and then we'll give her a test. Looks pretty robust, so excited to see what the smoke uptake looks like. All right, sorry for the funky upward angle, but the interest is not me. So I'm gonna kick on my fan, my inline duct fan. This is kind of the lower setting. So I use 3 out of 10 on this setting when I'm kind of just like, not when I'm like actually recording. Like 3 out of 10 kind of keeps the decibels low. So I got some good draw, but smoke's still kind of moving past, but it's circling back. Kind of interesting. So let's kick it up halfway to 5. Still kind of blowing past. All right, let's just go full bore. Well, that's not the effect I was hoping for. That's a bummer. All right, well, luckily it was not a hard swap back. So yeah, not all the off-label ideas I have will work. You know, that particular device is for, you know, grow rooms as a filtration, a pre-filter type system, not intended for this purpose. So it is what it is. All right, but I'll show you kind of what I'm comparing that to here. And so you can see, like, the smoke's kind of drawn right into it. And then certainly if I crank it up all the way, let's get a nice big puff of smoke here. So system as is good. The issue is really around kind of the smell on the other end. I'll keep working on it, but for now, this Vivosun pre-filter, as cool as it looks, man, is gonna go back as a return. But I was glad to kind of be able to try this for you guys and see if it would work. But as always, I appreciate you tuning in for these reviews. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Patreon as well. Thanks. Bye.